Hello, future developers. Welcome to another tutorial ABCD. Okay, let us go with on in our next cell. Okay, remember in our previous lesson we actually learned to we wanted to actually get the rectangle. Okay, and then our text. So we are setting it up for our next cell. Okay, these variables will be needed in our next cell. Okay, so that will help us draw the text and then the rectangle and then do the overlay of the text. Okay. So that's what this is doing. So now what we want to do is to just start by let's create a variable called let's use img for image. Okay. And I'm going to do cv2 dot imread. So imread is a method in cv computer vision cv2. Okay, so what do we want to read? We want to read what our image that's where is it? Our image this. Okay. So all I have to do is to type it here. So it's going to read the data. Okay. So it's going to read the data from that image. And then I'm going to do img. Okay, so we want to draw the rectangle. So to draw the rectangle, we'll do the CV2. Okay. Remember all this you can keep all of this in your head, okay? So you might want to look into the documentation, okay, and then you split your screen to actually learn how to do them. So you read the documentation and then to help you achieve all that you want to do. Okay. So there's no need for you to, if you have the brain capacity to actually store this in your head, that's cool. But usually we are not this reality. Okay. It's not a movie that you see the person coding for hours without looking at something. Okay. So CV2 dot rectangle. So rectangle, rectangle. Then to brackets, I'm going to type img, which is this, okay, comma. Okay, so we are drawing over our img, and then we are just going to use this. So our top left, so to draw, we want to start from the top left, comma, and then the bottom right. Okay, these are the two arguments that helps OpenCV to actually draw a rectangle. So yes, so from the top left and then to the bottom right. Okay, and then comma. And then we can specify. Okay, so next we would want the color code. Okay, so there's the color code we would use, okay, for the rectangle. So if you look at the documentation here, we have the, okay, so drawing rectangle in OpenCV. To draw a rectangle, you need top left corner and then bottom right corner of rectangle. Okay, so this time I'm going to draw a green rectangle as you see here. So there's a color code is BGR. So instead of the RGB, I think OpenCV does BGR, so blue, green, red, instead of red, green, blue. Okay, so these are the values, and then this is going to be the thickness of our rectangle, the line or the stroke. Okay, so the stroke, let me just do the same three here. Okay, so now we would want to actually do that for the text. So image, okay, equals, and then I'm going to do cv2 dot put text. So the put text method in put text OpenCV going to help us overlay the text on our image. So image, comma, and then the text. Okay, so the text, which is this. Okay, so the actual text, which is the stock. Okay, which is stored in the variable text. Okay, so we have it here. And then we're going to do comma. Then where do we want it to be displayed? So let's say we want it to be displayed at the top left. So top hyphen left. Okay, so not this particular. We want this top left, which is this. Sorry, we actually have the top left, yeah. So yeah, top left, comma, and then we'll do the, let's use point 0.5. Okay, so point 0.5 is going to be, so sorry, we have to actually do the font. Okay, remember we had a font. Okay, so this font has Hershey, I don't know how to pronounce it, Hershey simplex. Okay, it's stored here. So this font type, we are going to do fonts. Okay, so fonts. comma, and then we'll do 0.5, comma, and then let's see the color value for white. Okay, so the color value for white should be this, Control C. Now let's see the documentation here. Okay, so font scale should be the 4. Okay, so I'm going to paste this here. So this is going to be white. Okay, and then comma, and I'm going to do 2, comma, and then CV2 dot line underscore AA. So that's going to be the font style as we see in the documentation. Let's see where. Okay, CV2 dot line AA, but this is CV. Okay, so for better look, line type is recommended. So this is the recommended line type. Okay, let's see that. So we have our image for the put text. So this is our text. Okay, and then our image, which is this. Okay, and then the text, which is this. Okay, this is going to be our stop in our case. And then the top left is going to be the position of where we want the overlaid text to be. The fonts, as we specified here. Okay, the HG simplex, and then the font thickness. Okay, zero point 0.5, and then there's the color. This should be white. This is the line style. Okay, as we read, this is the recommended line style. Okay, so the line type is this particular line. Okay, so the line type. So next we would want to actually display. So we need to use the PLT. Remember we actually declared an alias here. Okay, import matplotlib as pyplot as PLT. Okay, so we'll do that by importing plt.imshow to brackets what's img. Okay, so the whichever variable you used here is what you are going to use here. And then for us to actually see or show our image, we would have to do plt.show. So when we run it, let's see what happens. Okay, so I came across this error. Okay, string index out of range. Okay, line 2. Okay, which is this. Okay, now the reason being is because of this. Okay, so I had to take this out. So I'll comment this out. So the Python doesn't read this line of code. And then I'm going to run everything again. So let's run everything. So if you actually use this, if you actually did this, comment it out. Okay, and I'll run it. So when I run it, no error. There's no error. Then I'm going to run this. Okay, so now you can see we have our rectangle being drawn green, and then the stop icon, the stop text. So let me zoom in. So you can see we have the, you can see we have the stop text. Okay, yeah, so that is it for this particular lesson. So in the next lesson, we'll learn to do to extract this Chinese text. Okay. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.